Friday morning edition of In the Sheds as we pay tribute to the 2024 League Leaders Shield winners, the Wigan Warriors, and they did it in grand style. There's not a pie to be seen in the Wigan Borough. There was that many Wigan kebabs out last night. There's flaky pastry everywhere you look. Incredible stuff from the Wigan Warriors. They did it in grand style. Not since Aladdin went into Akibar on the back of an elephant have we seen a procession as grand as this one for the League Leaders Shield. Oh, yes, indeed. Outstanding. They didn't need a genie. Oh, no. Brilliant performance. Fantastic stuff. You can only beat what's in front of you, and they did it in grand style, and they scored some beautiful tries, as they've done throughout the season. You Hull KR fans out there who are living about the Salford Red Devils, come on, get back on your perch. Don't be silly. You lost this yourselves last week at the Brick community. You had it in your hands. Yes, the yellow cards went against you. I get that. Of course, 2 weeks ago, should I say. I get that. But bottom line is, you lost it 2 weeks ago at the Brick Community Stadium. You can have no argument whatsoever. The table seldom lies, as I said on our social media platform over the course of the last 24 hours. And when you break it down, how have Wigan compared against those teams that are in playoff places or are fighting for playoff places? Well, it's as simple as this. KR, the 2-1 up if you include the Challenge Cup. Warrington Wolves the same, 2-1 up if you can include the Challenge Cup. Salford Red Devils currently sitting in 4th. They have been beaten 3 times by the Wigan Warriors this season. The Saints, they're 2-1 down to the Wigan Warriors this season. Lee Leopards currently in 6th. 3-0. That's right. We're going to beat them all 3 occasions this year. Leeds Rhinos 1-1. Good effort. They've only played them twice. And the Catalan Dragons, they played them twice and beat them twice. So when you actually look at that, come on, you can't argue it. The Wigan Warriors deserve to win the League Leaders Shield. They've played some sparkling rugby league at times. You can think of some incredible tries. The Bevan French kick over the top. The Marshall back inside to Wardle a couple of weeks ago. Incredible tries throughout the season. They're a great, well-oiled machine. Can anyone stop them? Anyone stop them from lifting the grand final in a couple of weeks' time? I can't remember a time where we've seen this in Super League. I mean, I'm probably wrong, of course, but, it seems to me like they've had their hands on trophies for a long, long time. Incredible stuff from the Wigan Warriors. Let's pay tribute to what has been a champion team. First of all, Liam Marshall, 2 more tries last night, takes him to 27 for the season. Quite incredible in Super League. Mikey Lewis all the way back there on 19. He's had a great year as Liam Marshall. He's top of the clean break charts as well, 36 this season. He's made 3,695 metres along the way, 86 tackle busts. He's been incredible. Incredible. Shooing for any dream team. He's been that good. And of course, he's aided by what's on his inside. And he'd say that. Jake Wardle, 15 try assists this season, 9 tries of his own. I mean, he's a great player, is Jake Wardle. 20 clean breaks for himself. And often when he goes down and he goes running down the field of play, he either scores or he passes it back on the outside to Marshall. He's had another great season. Bevan French, who's been out for periods of time throughout the season. It seemed for a while that, where has he been? But he still managed 16 tries, 14 assists in this season. You've got to give him credit for that. We've talked about Harry Smith and how good. I mean, they do complement each other brilliantly well, don't they? Harry Smith and Bevan French. They did well. Now, come on, Wigan Warriors fans, don't get too giddy. Yeah, Field was brilliant last night, but Jai Field is not fullback dream team of the year. He's not. Don't be silly. Come on. I mean, it's going to happen. We're going to start getting all of that next week when the dream team's announced. If Jai Field gets it over Matt Duffy, it would be an absolute disgrace. Duffy is no doubt the fullback of the season. Let's not get into this argument who's the better player. That's not what a dream team should be about. A dream team should be about who has produced what during the course of the season. There'll be plenty of Wigan Warriors players in the dream team, but the fullback position has to go, no question, to Matt Duffy. If it didn't, it would be a disgrace, quite frankly. But Jai Field last night back in the groove, and that again is a concern for those who are going for the grand final, because Field all of a sudden looks back in the groove. French looks back in the groove. They look a well-oiled unit. Can anyone stop the juggernaut that is the Wigan Warriors? Well, as we've already said, Wigan have lost to KR, to Warrington, to the Saints, to Leeds this season. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility. We know that they can be beaten. They can, but it's going to take one hell of an effort from one of those sides to beat the Wigan Warriors and stop them from pretty much doing the Grand Slam. Well, it would be the Grand Slam, wouldn't it? It would be absolutely outstanding. He still probably won't get Team of the Year at the BBC Sports Personality, but hey, it's Rugby League after all. We don't get much of a look in most of the time. Anyway, as for the Salford Red Devils, Paul Rowley won't be worried. He's rested a lot of his troops for next week. We often say, could that bite them? I don't know. Is it a curse or is it a benefit? Again, we don't know. Look at Warrington Wolves in the Challenge Cup this year. it. We've seen it many a time. The people that finished first and second, a lot of the time over the years, we haven't seen first and second play the grand final. So is the week off, especially at this time of the season, a good idea? Or do they continue? Do they need to remain in the groove? I mean, that's a question for you, isn't it, to be considered? And we will be considering that, I'm sure, in the Final Whistle podcast this coming weekend. Don't forget to download that on Monday morning on your way to work. And of course, we'll debate it in Super League Raw Weekly Live, 8 p.m. on Tuesday. Let's get into the 3-2-1 then. 3 points had to go to Jai-Field. He had a field day on the edges. I mean, some of the defending on the edges by Salford Red Devils last night was quite simply appalling, but really, really strong from Jai-Field. He had a really good game. Three tries in this one, an assist, 208 metres from 13 carries, 7 tackle busts in the game, 5 clean breaks. What more do you want from your fullback? Absolutely outstanding. 2 go to Bevan French. Another great performance. 2 tries, 2 assists from him. 112 metres from 11 carries from Bevan. 4 tackle busts in the game as well. And then we're giving a point to, well, I could have given it to the likes of Marshall, who scored 2 on the night. Cruz Lehman had a good game for the Wigan Warriors. I could. But the player that I'm going to give it to is, of course, Junior and Samba. Oh, yeah, let's do the elder Muller-like bear dance over the screen. Oh, yes, outstanding performance yet again from Junior and Samba on that left edge. The English combination of Smith and Samba, Wardle and Marshall. Potency at its best, and he was there yet again. A beautiful assist for the try. Went through, great line. There you go, ball on the... Oh, yes, Junior. Come on, we love seeing a bit of that, don't we? 142 metres from 12 carries, 9 tackle busts. There's no stopping Big Junior. What a player this kid is. 2 clean breaks as well during the course of the game. Shall we do it again? Junior and Samba. Oh, yeah, let's get a little light bear going. Outstanding stuff from Junior. What season he has had. There you go. There's the 3-2-1. 3 for Field, 2 for French, 1 for Junior and Samba. Oh, yes, the Wigan Warriors deservingly win the League Leaders Shield 64 points to 0 against the Salford Red Devils. It's a week off, and then it gets serious for the Wigan Warriors now. Let's go over to the dead rubber at the John Smith Stadium. Was it John Smith Stadium? Yeah, the John Smith Stadium. And, of course, it was Huddersfield Giants taking on the Castleford Tigers. Here we go. The Huddersfield Giants 34, Castleford Tigers 10 in the final game of the season for both of these sides. Huddersfield Giants fans at last go away smiling from the John Smith Stadium, albeit too little too late. The rebuild starts now for Luke Robinson. As for Craig Lingard, well, he might be disappointed. I thought first half they were absolutely shocking, 22-0 at half-time. They came out in the second half and had a far better knock at it. But I think Lingard, over the course of the campaign, will be very, very satisfied indeed. Not many people would have given, Castleford Tigers much hope. I think many people about 11th this season. The fact that they finished 10th, yes, 1 place above that, but they managed to get 15 points. That's 9 better than both London and Hull FC at times. This season, over the, just before Magic Weekend, Castleford Tigers were battling it out to be 9th and top of that 3rd tier of Super League. It hasn't turned out that way. But like I say, I think Craig Lingard goes away from this season with a lot of credit, certainly from Super League Raw. Anyway, nobody expected Castleford to do what they've done this year, especially when you consider the side that they had to pick from in 2024. But what we've seen is the emergence of some real interesting talent. The likes of Fletcher Rooney, of course, who's scored a couple of tries of late. I think he's been very, very good indeed. Eliel Zakim, I think he's been outstanding in the second row. So they've picked up a couple of players there that you think, yeah, do you know what? They've got massive season. The Hoy transfer from FC has worked. It's paid dividends. Gary, who scored in this one, continues to, well, I won't say sparkle. For me, he's still got a bit of work to do, but there's promise there. It's still there for him. But like I say, as far as this game is concerned, it was an absolute dead rubber. It didn't matter, did it? It was, let's be crystal clear on that. It did not matter 1 iota in this game. And that's just the way that it is, quite frankly. I want to pay tribute to Alex Mellor. I think Alex Mellor has had a great season in the second row for the Castleford Tigers. In fact, I want to pay tribute to 2 second rowers. I'm going to start with Alex Mellor. 5 tries. He's played a multitude of positions, hasn't he? He's played second row and he's also played centre this year. 2,806 metres in it from it. 40 tackle busts in the campaign. Sorry, not 40 tackle busts. 64 tackle busts. My apologies. 64 tackle busts this season as well for Mellor. I think he's been really, really strong throughout the campaign. Fully deserving of everybody's admiration. I say Eliel Zakim, Zakim has been a brilliant signing for Craig Lingard. I think he's had a real stellar season as well. We've talked about Tex Hoy and the way that he's slotted beautifully in at fullback at the Castleford Tigers. I think he can come away from this season with a lot of credit. Right, in terms of this game, like I say, absolute procession, very similar to the Wigan game, especially in the first half. Some wonderful tries in this one as well. None better than Tui Lolohea. Oh, that's the quality, son, that we've been waiting for all season. It's just not been enough of that from Tui this year, but that's the quality that this man possesses. A beautiful try from Tui Lolohea. That got the Cowbell Army well and truly banging those bells. It was an outstanding effort, that one. Oh, I fully enjoyed it. But 2 on the night went the way of Mr. Sam Hewitt. Sam Hewitt has been brilliant this year for the Huddersfield Giants. I think he probably ran Leroy Cudjoe, I would have thought, pretty close for player of the season. He played 17 times this year. He scored 7 tries, 2, of course, last night. He's been really, really good. His average carry is over 6 metres a carry. He's been real strong, 30 tackle busts in the season. Does his bit in D, 458 tackles in D. I think Sam Hewitt, for me, has had a brilliant season for the Huddersfield Giants, albeit, of course, on the end of poor results throughout, as is all of the side. But I think Sam Hewitt, Leroy Cudjoe, there's 2 names that can leave this season knowing that they give it their all in 2024. They will certainly be a part of the rebuild that Luke Robinson is going to do for 2025. So the Huddersfield Giants are the team that are going to finish top of Tier 3 of Super League. They get the 9th spot this season. Both of these 2 sides have got to develop and have got to develop a lot better, especially with the fact that Wakey are coming up. I think Wakey are going to hit the ground running in 2025. So that puts even more pressure on the likes of Huddersfield, who, of course, may be building their own new stadium. Great announcement that from Ken Davey this week. But yeah, as far as this particular game goes, it was a dead rubber. It didn't really matter. And at least the Cowbell Army had something to smile about. Right, let's get into the 3-2-1. 3 points go to that man, Sam Hewitt. What a performance last night. 2 tries, 1 assist, 4 tackle busts, 81 metres from 8 carries from him. He was really, he was just strong. He was really strong. 21 tackles in D as well. Really strong. The 2 points I'm going to give to Lolohea. He ran like something not right. 21 carries, 238 metres, 12 tackles, 1 clean break. He was all over, but the try alone deserves 2 points. Absolutely outstanding that. I'll tell you now, if that was a fillet steak, it would have been rare and it would have been tasty. And as far as the 1 point goes, I'm going to give it to Adam Clune. I did think his try celebration was well over the top, but actually Clune had a decent game last night for once for the Huddersfield Giants. I mean, again, a player that for me needs to improve and improve dramatically, because quite frankly, I think he's gone missing quite a lot this season for the Huddersfield Giants. But that said, let's be fair, they've all had a great game of hide and seek. I think many people have been hiding in the cupboard for far too long this year. Right, there you go. That's the end of their season. Goodbye to Huddersfield Giants. Goodbye to the Castleford Tigers. We may see you both next year. Still squeaky bum time. The IMG scores where Castleford Tigers are concerned. Huddersfield Giants absolutely assured of being in Super League 2025. You've given us some nice moments across the season. On behalf of everybody here at Super League Raw, it takes 2 teams on a field to give us a game of rugby league, and there has been moments this year where you have sparkled and shined. Thank you very much indeed for your efforts. And that's it. End of conversation. 34 points to 10. It's the Huddersfield Giants. We will be back tomorrow to review all of the Friday night action, including the big one, the Saints travelling to the Lee Leopards. That's one not to be missed. Make sure you catch that tonight live on Sky Sports. Anyway, that's in the sheds. We'll see you tomorrow.